Remember this absolutely hilarious comedy movie Tropic Thunder and all the controversy that surrounded this film because of the character that Robert Downey Jr. played, which was basically called out as being blackface, even though that was kind of what the entire joke of the film was supposed to be. But now Hollywood elites are taking it a step too far and are essentially punishing Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Foxx because of this new film that they were making, where Jamie Foxx is apparently, the movie is apparently featuring him in whiteface, and it is also featuring Robert Downey Jr. as a Mexican. So this movie is supposed to be a comedy movie. Just keep that in mind, because that's very important context to this entire thing. But now Jamie Foxx is coming out hard against woke Hollywood, cancel culture, and everything else. It gets absolutely brutal what he says here. So let's get into it and see what Jamie Foxx has to say. By the way, as a white person, it doesn't offend me if Jamie Foxx was going to do whiteface in a comedy movie. I don't care, okay? I literally don't care. It's comedy. It's supposed to be funny. I don't care. People make fun of white people all the time. It doesn't bother me. So with that being said, let's get into this. Jamie Foxx's sensitive nature around comedy preventing release of directorial debut starring Robert Downey Jr. as a Mexican. Jamie Foxx said the sensitive nature around comedy is preventing the release of his directorial debut. Foxx spoke about his movie in a recent interview with Cinema Blend. It's been tough with the lay of the land when it comes to comedy, he said when asked when All-Star Weekend will be released, which is exactly correct. Comedy is under threat right now because of the woke communist mindset that wants to continue to destroy anything that has any sort of comedic value to it, because communism is directly against comedy and everything else. So we're trying to break open the sensitive corners when people go back to laughing again. We hope to keep them laughing and run them right into All-Star Weekend, because we were definitely going for it. And it sounds like they were going balls to the wall with this movie, with some of the things that they were doing, which was going directly against the grain of what is no-nos in the woke ideology, which is honestly just makes me want to see this movie so much more. All-Star Weekend sounded absolutely hilarious by everything that I've seen about it so far. All-Star Weekend stars Foxx and Jeremy Piven as buddies who win tickets to the annual NBA event. On the road trip to Los Angeles, they encounter all sorts of mishaps, including a run-in with Downey Jr.'s Mexican character. Foxx reportedly plays multiple roles, including a white police officer. The backlash was part of a larger trend among left-wing activists to pressure Hollywood to embrace so-called woke casting, which would prevent white actors from playing Latino roles and heterosexual actors from playing gay roles. And honestly, Hollywood is absolutely cowardly for caving to the woke mob. But at the same time, Hollywood absolutely loves it, and they want the woke nonsense to be prevalent throughout the culture, because that is how they continue to push their communist agendas. Tom Hanks recently said a hetero actor couldn't play his Oscar-winning Philadelphia role if the movie had been made today, blah, blah, blah. Eddie Redmayne recently disowned his Oscar-nominated performance in The Danish Girl, in which he played a male-to-female trans person. So Jamie Foxx is going absolutely just full on, completely against the nonsense that is going on. You played the black dude and you killed that shit. He reportedly said at the time, we got to be able to do characters. We got to be able to do characters. As an actor, that is correct. And this movie, like I said, is supposed to be a comedy movie, which is the entire point. So with that being said, let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. What do you think about what Jamie Foxx is doing here? Would this be a movie that you would want to see? Definitely check into it and see what you think. It's about. Unfortunately, it is a movie that we probably will never be able to check out, but it is a movie that made the wokesters mad, and so because of that, it probably was something that was actually funny. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.